I've got the answer right here, ladies and gentlemen, to everything that ails you. Now step right up.
One who quacks like a duck about his salves and remedies. The cruel practice of making money on people's worries feared throughout the years as quackery.
I said cured of backache, nervousness,
any number of diseases.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I know you guys have been waiting patiently for a week to hear Tom Brady Part 2, so let's get at it here. This is Quackery. I am your co-host, Will the Pill, over here with the other co-host, John Boy. So last week we talked about Tom Brady and basically his relationship with his body coach, emphasis on body, Alex Guerrero, and his history of being a quack and all his pH, alkaline bullshit and his, Supreme Greens bullshit and his seatbelt for your brain bullshit. He's just a bullshit artist, but he's best buddies with Tom. And this episode, we're going to talk about Tom versus time because, he famously has played for already, 21 seasons now. Now he's with the Tampa Bay. He played 20 years for the Patriots, which was a record. And now he's with Tampa Bay, much to Nicole's chagrin, right? But we're going to go back and look at what he does to try to keep... So he's got this whole method he developed with Alex Guerrero, and he calls it the TB12 method, and for him to stay healthy and stay in the game and stay at the top of the game. It's like his mind and body approach. And he is very meticulous about it. It's very interesting stuff. So as I told you guys last week, I listened to the book on tape, so you don't have to. A lot of it is very repetitive kind of stuff. So you can glean everything really that you need to know just from reading a summary of it, quite honestly.
Oh, I thought it said bigger and longer first.
It does. I will say
bigger
this
and longer.
This picture, they changed it because now it's just red on the front. But this picture, you can Google the TB12 method. This is one with Tom Brady. Might be the original one. It says how to do what you love better and for longer. And it looks like a Viagra advertisement because he's just sitting there like smirking a little bit with his arms crossed, and he's in his late 30s, so he might, maybe he's already suffering with a little bit of ED, maybe he's going to be better and longer.
Better and longer.
Better and longer. All right, so let's get into pliability. This is the big thing with Alex Guerrero, and they have these corny shirts that look like the college shirts from Animal House, but it just says pliability on it.
I kind of want to get that shirt, but get it misspelled.
I misspelled pliability so many times. It looks like it's misspelled on the shirt. It's like plebiality.
Plebiality.
Should do it, but where it looks like pliability, but it's some other word that's a real word, but it means something crazy.
Oh, you know what? He should wear shirts that says liability.
Ooh. You could just take away the liability.
I guess it is, liability.
Liability. Oh, you take the P off and he's liability. He's a liability. Nice. Get that. Nicely done there, John. So pliability, what the hell is this stuff? So they maybe say pliability a bazillion times in the book, and he always says the same catchphrase with it. You want to have your muscles be long, soft, and primed, which kind of sounds like, when you're raring to go. It sounds like you want your dick before it gets hard, right? Primed.
Primed.
And it doesn't sound, every time I heard that, I was like, long, soft, and primed. I thought, you want your muscles to be hard. You want to be rock hard. My muscles are already soft. So he talks about how his muscles should be all the time to kind of avoid injury and be ready to compete. So he says that hard and shortened muscles, so as you lift weights and make your muscles bigger, they get harder and shorter, and it's pulling on all your joints. And so that's what's causing your pain, your injury risk, and all these different things. So pliability is by making them, loosey-goosey, pliable, and, long, soft, and primed.
It reminds me of have you heard this book called Become a Subtle Leopard? So
subtle
anyway,
leopard.
yeah, something like that.
It's like always being like.
Well, so
always
you know
being-
how a leopard is when they
Relaxed.
go chase a gazelle, they don't stretch out. Like they're always just ready to
Always
go.
ready.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it reminds me of the same thing.
Yeah,
like
and
always
the
just
mindset
primed.
about it. Yeah, I like the idea. So he says that, but the secret is pliability. So what is it? You have to listen to half the book until they actually tell you what pliability is. So he basically just talks about all the good, all the benefits of it and all the bad things. He's like, well, when we're young, we have this natural pliability, right? So if you think about it, like when you're younger, if you get hurt, you recover so much faster. It's like, that's because you were naturally pliable. You hadn't spent your whole life tensing up.
Is it just flexibility? Like I don't
It sounds like flexibility, right? That's what I took from it until I got to the point where he said what pliability is. So here's a quote from Tom. He says, pliability is the name Alex and I gave to the training regimen he and I do every day. Using his hands and elbows, Alex performs targeted, deep force muscle work to lengthen and soften every muscle of my body as I rhythmically contract and relax that muscle.
Oh,
Sounds.
oh my god!
I mean, you take that as you will.
Yeah.
But to me, it sounds like a weird sort of
Happy
two-man
ending. Yeah.
deep tissue massage. So it's all, from what I can gather, they're doing this like really vigorous, violent massage, right, to his muscles, while Tom tries to like flex them in a way that resists the push.
We have one of those guns.
It's kind of like those guns,
that
but
just
you would like pull against the way the gun, what are those impact
and
massage
they
or
work.
something?
They do.
Those are cool. I know.
Yeah.
I am interested to like because I've read like conflicting things about them, but
just
in
get
my
one.
opinion, I think they work.
You get them
like
for
it.
$50 on Amazon.
Yeah.
You don't spend like the $500 to get that.
$500 one,
I mean, Theragun or whatever the crap.
'Cause they got some cool stuff.
Dude, we
now.
got literally one for $80 made from China. They all do the same thing.
Yeah.
They just with the thing. That's all they do.
You mean if I get the $501 one, it's not going to be better?
No,
You mean if
it's
I get
the
the
same crap,
TB12
dude.
brand gun? Well, just wait.
It's
all right?
literally like an impact drill
Yeah.
with a rubber ball on the end. That's all it is.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much.
exactly right.
That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Yeah.
But it does
That's
work.
a pretty good price because I remember wanting to try one, but they were super expensive. So now they're not expensive anymore.
When I did CrossFit for a short period of time, some of the CrossFitters would take like a sanding gun, like a sander, and they would go over their muscles with a sanding gun, but without the sandpaper on it, obviously.
I mean, with the sandpaper, these people trying to be hoard. Oh my god, that's cool. No, I always thought the one was cool. There's like this massage thing that has like basically roller skates on it, and it's like, and it pulls, it's like on springs, and so, but it's like around.
Yeah,
so you can put it
yeah.
around your legs, and so you can roll it up and down your legs, so it's gonna be pushing in and massaging everywhere on your leg. I was like, that's cool. And then I looked in the price, and they're like a couple $100, and I'm like, I mean, a foam roller is like what, $20?
Yeah.
Which I just hate using those damn things.
That's why you got to get a gun.
Yeah.
It's
You don't
the
have to
same,
lay down.
It's way better than foam roller because it's
See,
basically the same
I need it
principle.
because when I run, I get really tight IT band, right? And so it's like right on the outside of my knee. I don't run that
Those
much.
things do work. I mean, I don't use them.
No, I might. That'd be good to be something that my wife's always bugging me what she can get me for
works.
Christmas. So I'll tell her that. Pliability is basically a fancy term for someone who gets violent two-man massages every day, right? So Alex rubs Tom Brady down several times a day in this very strange way. And that's meant to train Tom's brain, he said. He's going to train his brain on how his muscle is supposed to relax in a specific way. Basically just wants him to be like rubber. So then when he's ready to go, he's ready to go. I don't know. He's primed, long, soft, and primed, John.
I mean, I could
long, soft, and primed.
It sounds great, and you can probably do this yourself, though. I wouldn't want some other
Well,
guy.
here's the problem, right? We all can't afford to have a live-in Alex Guerrero, making us breakfast in some slutty little outfit. And
No
then
wonder he
rubbing
takes them everywhere.
Rubbing us down.
Yeah.
Well, he has to.
I was wondering
This
why
guy's
you said
in his
that,
mind,
yeah.
like he's like... he's in, man. He's in.
That's a
That's
great
what
way
you got to
to-
do.
yeah.
If you know someone famous, you got to find a way to make yourself important to them,
Exactly.
so you can ride that train.
Yeah. You need this at least twice a day, every day. If you
At
miss
least.
one, you'll get cancer.
That's right. I mean, easily.
Like-
Your arm might come off next time you throw the football if we do
Yeah.
not rub you down.
Jesus.
I mean, I would imagine how long this takes, though. Because to do it several times a day and all his major muscle groups, like to be pulling against Tom's pushing. And I mean, I wonder if his wife ever came in there and they're all sweaty, like pushing and pulling on each other, like, whoa. Like, whatever happens in here, just clean up, guys. Anyway, so it's almost like a meat tenderizer is what I'm thinking of, which is like those guns too, which is fine. Like, I mean, like we talked about, we think there's some benefit to massage, but the problem is, we can't afford some guy like this to rub us down all day long, right? Well, don't worry, okay? Because if you were reading the book and that's what you were thinking, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, well, shit, how am I going to get Alex Guerrero to come to my house? Am I going to have to go to his house? I bet his house is real kinky, like lots of stuff, that you're going to have to sniff some Supreme Greens before you get started with the rub down.
It's the one with the Escalade up front.
Oh, several Escalades
if
with
I was
the
him,
boot on it.
I would literally buy an Escalade.
Drive to his house.
Yeah.
How funny is that? If you missed last episode, which I don't know why you're listening to part 2, but he got sued by the FTC and he had an option of paying $65,000 or trading in the keys to his Cadillac Escalade.
That is so weird.
It's awesome. I was like, I love weird details like that because it is hilarious. So anyway, if you can't afford to have Alex come to your house or a certified TB12 trainer, because they have those now, then not to worry. If you go online to TB12, you can buy these specialty vibrating massage balls and vibrating rollers to use at home. And they sell them at TB12. It's what a relief. I was relieved to find out about this, okay?
What? What the heck is this?
It's a bargain.
$280?
$280 for these vibrating foam rollers and foam balls.
Dude, just go to Amazon. $80. You get one of them guns.
I'm telling you, man. These are TB12, but they don't have TB12 on them. TB12 recovery. These will not. But I mean, will those guns make your muscles long, soft, and primed?
That's a good point.
So anyway,
you pop some Viagra and then do the muscles.
Anyway, so that's pliability. So that's his main thing.
Oh my God.
But also he's very much like super hyped about hydration.
But he doesn't drink just regular water.
Oh no.
Okay, I was about to say.
Tom. All right. So in the book, he recommends drinking at least half your body weight in ounces of water per day. So for example, if you weigh 200 pounds, you should drink 100 ounces of water, which is, about, almost a gallon, which is not too bad. I mean, that's realistic. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's probably more than you would need, but it's not going to be dangerous. It's probably if you're working out or anything, but hold on. That's a baseline. Then he says, if you drink any dehydrating beverages, which he avoids completely, but anything like sugary drinks, caffeinated drinks, or alcoholic beverages, then you should drink double the volume of that in water.
What?
So you're going to be drinking a lot of water.
Yeah.
But hold up, my friend, okay? The strategy is not completely unrealistic depending on how many dehydrating beverages you would have. I think, to be honest, if I was having to double up every time I drank anything with sugar or caffeine or booze in it with water, I would probably get so tired of drinking water, I would just cut back on those, right?
Is he saying everyone or just athletes? Because, I mean, obviously,
no, this is for everyone.
If you're working out all day.
He actually recommends more if you work out.
Oh, my Lord.
More water.
You'll be peeing all day.
So, if you stick to if you slow down your consumption of dehydrating beverages, you can probably pull this off. But of course, why do it with TB12 unless you can overdo it? You know what I'm saying? So, he drinks his full body weight in ounces, so not the half, at least. And when he's training, he said he drinks up to 300 ounces per day. That's almost 2.5 gallons of water. So he thinks it's because when he works out, the toxins build up in his bloodstream. And so he needs to flush it out because his oxygen flow will decrease in his bloodstream, which, yeah, obviously you guys, if you listen to our episode on detox, there's no such thing as any of that. It's not measurable. It's all crap. Staying hydrated if you're an athlete is important. This is just too much. But, of course, he's not just drinking plain water. He has to add TB12 brand electrolytes every time. So, these little secret herbs and spices here, he has to add it to every time. It says on the front, 72 trace minerals, But the funny part is on the back of the package, it only lists 17 trace minerals. And it's a bargain, too, for only $15 a bottle, which is pretty affordable compared to $280, you know. But wait a minute. Let's do some math here. Quick math. 24 servings in a bottle. $15 for a bottle. So if you're having to drink, a serving will give you a regular glass of water, 8 ounces. So if you buy one and you do if you're 200 pounds and you do the minimum of his recommended water intake and adding the electrolytes, which he recommends for every beverage, then one of these would only last you for 2 days.
Holy.
So at least you're going to have to spend $3,000 a year only on electrolytes. That's assuming you do the minimum amount of water and not more, like if you're drinking alcohol, caffeine,
and he
or
talks
sugary
about all
drinks.
this in the book, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. So the
And
book is just a huge sales letter.
It is, 100%. It's only all about sales. He talks about his football career, too, but then that's like the very first chapter. The rest of the book is selling the TB12
He's like,
method.
all right, you take it from here.
Hard.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he gets another guy to get it because it's all very, dry stuff. And then he talks about some of the stuff in his cookbook, which we'll get into that.
Oh, good Lord.
So $3,000 just on electrolytes because you can't sell water. Well, you can, obviously, as we've seen with electrolyte water or alkaline water and bottled water and all that. But he's like, well, they can buy that and add these electrolytes to it. So at least $3,000. And that's not if you're working out or drinking any dehydrating beverages. So let's talk about electrolytes, right? Because it sounds like when I was listening to it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. It's going to hydrate me better. These electrolytes, I drink more water, it's going to.
Everyone says that. They got electrolytes. What's electrolytes?
You ever watch that
I don't
movie?
know.
You ever watch that movie, Idiocracy?
Oh, yeah, dude.
He's
I
like,
love that.
it's got electrolytes.
It's got electrolytes. What was it? What's the thing called?
It's like a different kind of Gatorade.
Yeah.
But they water the plants with it. He's like, it's salt. It's killing the plants.
But it's got electrolytes.
It's salt. That's what it is.
Okay, but why don't we just try water?
You mean like from the toilet? He put toilet water on the plants. President not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great movie. Scary how accurate it is.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to have President Camacho. Mountain Dew, Taco Bell, Mountain Dew, whatever his name was, Camacho. What a great movie. Who's that guy? Terry Crews. Yes.
Yeah.
Love Terry Crews. So anyway, Tamara Hugh Butler at Oakland University was interviewed about these electrolytes, and she said it's brilliant marketing because sodium, potassium are the major electrolytes that our bodies need, and your body maintains stores of it so that you can tap into it in case you get low on it to protect your body's normal functioning. So she said you have to have a lot of redundancy in the feedback systems to protect their levels. So your body is not really in danger of being too low on electrolytes unless something extreme happens. So it's
like you're in the desert or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you're consuming too much water without electrolytes, right? And even, okay, so that is, I don't want to get ahead of myself here. So she says that unless you're exercising continuously in an excess of 18 hours or more, you usually can make up for any loss through the food that you eat at your next meal. Despite all the hoopla about their presence in sports drinks and fancy bottled waters, there's no need to take them in special supplements or some special formula. That's a doctor at Oakland University says that. So but then you have to talk about hyponatremia, which is having too not enough salt or not enough electrolytes in your body, right?
Yeah.
So if you drink too much water, it can actually kill you. So through hyponatremia, so you're basically diluting, your electrolytes out in your body too much. And they said actually 2 high school football players died from hyponatremia because their coach was making them drink so much water and they're sweating. And
that's why I only drink Monsters.
Only drink Monsters. That's right. It's got electrolytes, baby.
Sugar-free, obviously.
Sugar-free.
Or whatever.
You don't want a dehydrating beverage. Then you have to double it with water. Jeez. I'm going to kill myself here. This water is bad. I knew water is bad for you.
Yeah.
I've been saying it for years. So then, okay, well then it's like, wait, isn't Tom Brady right then? Because if you get hyponatremia from drinking all this water, like he's saying to drink all this water, like he drinks 2.5 gallons of water if he's working out, right? But then, well, shoot, then he needs his electrolytes, right? Otherwise he'll die. Well, here's another study from Harvard said sports drinks do not appear to prevent hyponatremia. A study of marathoners by Harvard-based researchers found that 13% had some degree of hyponatremia, and it was just as likely to happen among those who guzzled sports drinks during the marathon as it was among those who stuck with water. So it basically said that the electrolytes that you consume while you're working out don't have enough effect on your body to make any difference versus water. Which is interesting. Very interesting. You know, that's why I like to avoid running for too long.
Yeah, or at all.
I don't want to risk. I don't want to risk it.
Only if a bear's chasing me.
Only that's right.
Or the cops.
But that's why you're always. That's why you're always a supple leopard.
Yeah,
ready to roll. Right. You're
yeah.
long, soft, and primed.
That book was just as much BS as this. I mean, they're all. I mean, yeah, the principle's great, but. Yeah, you're not a leopard.
My favorite, yeah, exactly. my favorite thing is
you don't have to chase your food. You buy it at Harris Teeter like everyone else.
The Teat. Hey, for those of you who don't live in the South, Harris Teeter is a local grocery store chain, not a sex shop.
Teeter.
Harry Teeter. A few weeks ago, we had old Dr. Birdman on. And his favorite thing, you know, when he runs, he's like, I never stretch or anything, you know, like the opposite of Tom Brady. He's like, you know, you never see a lion or a leopard limber up before they chase down, you know, a zebra or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, Birdman, a lion sleeps 23 hours a day. So they're a little different than you.
Yeah.
He also has got it figured out because he makes all his ladies go hunt for him.
Yeah.
I don't see how they're always so badass. Like, you know, the male lions are always strong and they just lay around. They don't do anything.
I know.
The women do it all.
Yeah, that's the way to live, brother.
That's living, baby.
That's why I want to come back as a lion.
That's it.
A male lion.
Male lion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Simba, preferably.
Yeah.
Not Mufasa. Although
I'm good with Mufasa.
I had an interesting thought about. Yeah, that's
okay
true.
with
He's a
Mufasa.
pretty badass dude, and he lived a good life. I had an interesting thought. You watched the Lion King, and I was thinking about people who say like a and this ties in actually what we're talking about here in a second, like a vegan, vegetarian vegan lifestyle versus like eating meat and vegetables and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like, well, look at Mufasa versus Simba. I was like, Simba, you know, Mufasa was like all like built and huge because he was eating good, eating a lot of meat and stuff. And then you see when Simba comes back, you know, he's a lot smaller. You know, he's not very, you know, he doesn't look as jacked as Mufasa because he had to grow up eating bugs and poor, you know, poor protein and leaves and bugs and sticks.
Yeah.
But no, you know, you gotta eat high quality protein.
Yeah.
But then, all right, so let's go into diet then. Here with Tom. Yeah, of course, Tom follows Alex's advice on the alkaline diet. Shocker, because he says it will reduce inflammation. So just FYI, it doesn't. There's no evidence as to that. But it's basically more of a vegetarian diet. So it's funny. He's like, oh, you know, a lot of people, you know, I don't like the stigma of saying vegan. You know, it doesn't sound good, but I basically eat vegan. But then he's like, here's what I eat on a daily basis. Get up, TB12 shake, electrolytes, of course. And he goes through and he's like, lunch, usually a piece of fish. And I'm like, whoa, you just said vegan. First off, I guarantee you that TB12 shake in the morning has some sort of animal product in it. And then fish is meat.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of vegetarians will eat meat, but...
Pescatarians, yeah.
Or pescatarian, there you go.
Yeah.
But he says sometimes chicken and then like sometimes fish. Like not every day he'll eat meat though. But I mean, that is a healthy, you know, diet with mostly vegetables and you know, more lean meats and things like that. We can argue as to how much animal fats are good or bad for you. I don't think they're bad for you, but...
On the screen here, these tomatoes, are these TB12 tomatoes?
TB12 tomatoes is stamped on the side of each one. They actually have, kind of like Monsanto, they have their own genetic code. So if you try to grow them, he will sue you. No, so the reason there is a picture of tomatoes on the screen right now is they are considered a nightshade. So he avoids nightshades because he says that they cause inflammation. So not just he eats a plant and based diet with some, moderate amount of meat, lean meats. He also avoids particular kind of vegetables too, which are nightshades, which would include white potatoes, tomatoes, eggplants, bell peppers, basically all the peppers.
Yeah.
And mushrooms even too, which is weird.
Oh, mushrooms.
I couldn't. I found a lot of. They say that in the book a lot, but I don't actually think mushrooms are nightshades. They're a fungus.
Dude, there's like several. I mean, I'm a huge fun guy.
Oh, he's a fun guy.
But I take mushrooms all day long.
Do you do that mushroom drink?
No, so
powders?
I know.
Stuff?
I only take this stuff called turkey tail.
Magical mushrooms?
No. We pack it ourselves. And the reason I take it, and it may do other stuff, but I have a really bad belching problem.
Really?
Really bad. And especially when I'm doing the podcast, like I'm sucking in air and stuff. If I don't take it, you'll notice it. I just keep belching. So that, I don't know what else they cure, but they definitely stop that for me.
Yeah.
But I have to take them every day and a lot of them.
That's cool. I am very interested. I think I'll do some research into the all the different mushroom supplements, because there's a lot, like the mushroom coffee and all that stuff. I'm very interested in that stuff. I think it's legit. I'm a fan of the shrooms. I've never had any shrooms, like that. Magic mushrooms. I actually am interested in that too. What is it? The psilocybum? Psilocybin. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Ask Joe Rogan. He'll tell you.
Psilocybin.
I think that's right. Psilocybin. Anyway, I disagree with everything that they said about nightshades. I think they have just a ton of nutrients in them. They're good for you. I mean, there's no evidence that I've found. I saw a bunch of nutritionalists saying that's bullshit, but you will find it's a very popular thing right now to say, avoid these nightshades, you'll feel better. Like, shit. I mean, other than tomatoes on a burger, people who are unhealthy and white potatoes, you're probably not eating.
And
this
it's the
stuff
people
anyway.
that are unhealthy. Is like, I don't eat tomatoes at night.
I don't eat tomatoes
But
because I'm eating ice cream, and they're not good at ice cream. But no, this stuff. I mean, I think it has a ton of good stuff in them. There's no evidence that I found for any of that they cause inflammation. And plus, like eggplant parmesan, delicious.
Yeah.
That's just loaded with nightshades because it's tomato sauce and eggplants.
Yeah.
You might even have some mushrooms in the sauce too. You can get his cookbook. It's got all his secret recipes in there, but it costs $200 for the cookbook.
Jeez, even Oprah's cookbook doesn't cost that much.
That's crazy, right? So I actually tried to find it. I was going to try to find the listing on Amazon. I don't think they sell it anymore because I think they caught too much shit for selling a cookbook for $200. It's got like all his recipes.
That's
so he has it as like promotional material. Like if you're part of the program, you can get like the recipes now. Dude, you can go to their website and the shit they sell is so expensive. Now they also sell prepared meals too. So I think that's probably part of it too. They were probably like, well, the cookbook, $200 one time, or we can get people to order these meals to their house and we can get money all the time, right? The protein bars they have, the protein powder shakes. It's some of the most expensive supplement that I've seen anywhere. Like the shit is just pricey. But Tom Brady, if it's the stuff he uses. So let's talk about recovery. So he talks about in the book, he's really into this thing called far infrared rays. Have you heard of this?
Oh God.
You thought there wasn't going to be much with Tom, did you?
Jesus, what a nut, dude.
So far infrared rays are it's this reflective underwear stuff that's supposed to reflect these rays back to your body, and it's supposed to give like recovery benefits, almost like when you wear like compression, it's supposed to keep like your it warmer, which helps it to heal faster because it's warmer. So this is like, okay, well, if you're bouncing these rays back, and there actually is some studies on how this stuff with these FIR emitting fabrics and things like that. So there's a small bit of evidence, but the studies were small, and so they need to look at it more for everything. These were for very specific things. But anyway, Tom Brady, of course, like why do it when you can overdo it? He said if he could wear this all the time, he would. He said, I almost do. He's like, I have it underneath my pads in games. He's like, I have it, my pajamas have it in it. He's like, we're looking to get it in my sheets on my bed. Everything. And I found a picture there actually is an Under Armour one with the FIRs in it. You could see this guy's dong.
Yeah.
Pretty clearly. Right?
Yeah, I didn't know that they would use that picture they took of me.
This is from Under Armour's website.
Oh my God.
If you go there and look up these pants, these pajama pants, I don't know if I don't think that's Tom Brady. He's not that ripped actually. Cuz he's always, long,
because he's been eating
soft,
those
and primed.
Yeah.
That's right.
This guy's obviously been eating nightshades.
Probably because, Tom Brady is probably had too much water to ever look lean. He's probably too sloshy.
Yeah.
Basically, and a lot of this stuff comes down to, as we talked about before, testimonials, right? So you don't have to worry about evidence when you have testimonials. And the best part is they have the greatest testimonial in the history of athletics in Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He's played at a high level and won championships for 21 years or whatever.
But that isn't because he just worked really hard.
Good genetics, hard work.
Because he's finding out all this stuff now after he won it all.
Well, he says that he's been doing it for, this whole time, right?
Did he really need the underwear?
Yeah. I mean, he thinks it's, I think he's just extremely nitpicky and any little thing. He said he's of one of those kind of guys. He's like, I got to try to find any edge I can, because if I'm not looking for an edge, then someone else is getting an edge on me. And that's a good mindset to have for sports. But I don't need to get a $300 foam roller.
Yeah.
If all I'm trying to do is not, die of a heart attack before I'm 60. That's the goal. So I'm not trying to win a Super Bowl. But I do think, he has to kind of have the never, always looking for an edge mindset. So if he's trying to do all these little things, if he thinks it gives him a minuscule advantage, which, there's no proof that any of this really does give a big advantage. Those FIRs, there's a small study that maybe they do, so he goes all in on it. And having compression stuff underneath, your jerseys and stuff. I mean, all the players are doing that anyway. You see some crazy stuff was it Antonio Brown had was in the super cool freezer or whatever after practice, and he was cryogenic thing, and he was in there so long that he burned his feet and he couldn't practice because he literally burned all the skin off of his feet. Couldn't practice. They were completely sloughed off all the skin.
What an idiot.
He had to sit out. Yeah, he didn't end up playing that season because of some disagreement with the Raiders too. It's hilarious. So then they also they have Tom, but then they also have other players who have also done the TB12 method, like Rob Gronkowski did some TB12 stuff. But the interesting part with him is he's been hurt. He was hurt a lot. That's why he retired early, but now he obviously came back and is playing with Tom in Tampa Bay. But he was hurt all the time. He had to wear all these big braces and stuff like that. It's a difference. His career's been short and Tom's has been long, but he's following the TB12 method for longevity and all these things. Maybe it works for Tom, or maybe, something about what he's doing is working, but
that guy followed our Murder Pass podcast Instagram, Gronkowski.
Really?
Because the girls are all excited about it. I'm like, who?
Really?
Yeah, it was him.
That's sick.
Because he's from the same area as Jen.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he followed it. His actual account.
His blue check mark.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, his millions
Did y'all
of people.
reach out to him?
No, I don't think so.
Now you don't even on social media.
Yeah.
You blew it. You could have had him give you a shout out. You guys could have gone viral.
I didn't know who it was. Oh. They were freaking out.
You don't know
my
who
God.
Gronk is?
Gronkowski followed us. Oh my God. Is he listening to us? I'm like, who? Is he a musician? What are we talking about? Is he is he a rapper? I don't know who this is.
Awesome. So it's basically the review section from Amazon is their proof.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
which we all know the review section on Amazon is all bullshit anyway.
Yeah.
They pay people to do reviews and like they get bad ones taken away. And they'll like reach out to people afterwards and be like, hey, if you put a good review, we'll give you money back for your product. It's crap, man. You can't believe anything you read on the internet. Except for the TB12 method. The other thing too is like he's, with the book and with everything, there always is an advice. There's a problem and they have advice for it. And it's not just advice. There's always a product for sale. So the whole book is just an advertisement for TB12 method, really. So they also say don't lift weights because weights are bad for your joints and bad. He's like, you also don't want to get too strong. Said, big problem is, in sports, people are getting too strong. It's bad because then it's going to put extra strain on your joints. And I'm like, well, how are you going to play professional football if you're not strong? He's like, well, you got to do the bands and only do just enough strength training for whatever position you play. And he's like, and you need to get the Tom Brady TB12 bands, of course. And not only that, they also have a brain training app. He's like, I spent a lot of time on this app doing brain games. He's like, you guys can do it too. It's only $14 a month. Like, that's a lot.
$14 a month?
Everything is expensive.
For like the luminosity?
Almost $100 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that. Yeah, it's like that. I mean, which I think that stuff is has value, like keeping your brain exercised.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of ones that are a lot cheaper. You can get for $1
You can get them free.
or free. Yeah,
I mean, it's the
They're
same
free.
thing.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah, or you can do the crossword puzzle and Sudoku in your paper and the free paper. Like that's what people have been doing for years. So that's the main things. Obviously, there's other things in his book he talks about doing, as far as his preparations for the season. He's like, I never take any days off. He's always trying to get better, which that kind of stuff in his mindset and, in his attention to detail, I think those are the reasons he's successful.
Oh, yeah.
Not because, Alex Guerrero is rubbing rubbing his inner thighs every day and, he's not eating eggplants and, all these things like that. It's just silly. But he's played a very high level for a very long time. And so his life is a shining, and is an example to say that this stuff might work. But not everybody is Tom Brady, so you can't extrapolate out to the whole population because of what one guy does. And who knows what part of what he's doing is being successful. A lot of, exercise scientists and, physical therapists and things like that, they all will say that Alex Guerrero is full of shit. Clearly he is, after looking at last week's episode on how crazy his ideas are. Like, I mean, you can't, you got to applaud the man for hustling. But, when you get the Escalade taken away, you got problems. So, part of it's genetics with him. I mean, obviously not all of us going to be 6'6" or whatever he is, and obviously hard work and attention to detail, I think are big parts for him. I think we can all say that pliability is a joke because, massage is going to be good. All athletes are going to go get massaged. So like this weird, like rhythmic, like pulling and, making your muscles long, soft and primed and, rubbing down while he's pulling on and training your brain to be relaxed and flexible. It's just weird, man. It's all a money-making scheme is what I'm trying to say. Alex Guerrero is a quack. The TB12 method is just I think a cash grab. Yeah. In my opinion. Did Nicole ever order anything?
No, I don't think she even read it.
She didn't read the book. She's got it because he had it. It was Tom Brady.
Yeah. That's the reason.
Hilarious. Dude, he's going to take I don't think this year the Patriots are going to make the Super Bowl, and Tampa Bay looks like they definitely will. So there you go. He just,
Yeah, it's him.
They should have held on to him for another year, quite honestly.
He's the best, but.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
I think he has a podcast. I think he has the GOAT podcast.
Nice.
Yeah. Maybe get us on as a guest star. We could, he'll talk shit about us. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Use your Gronkowski connection to get us, get us in.
That guy did follow us, man.
Touchdown Tommy.
Yeah.
Hilarious. All right. Well, obviously, my conclusion: Tom Brady's good. the TB12 method. What? No.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious, all the stuff that he does and the way that he pushes it. In the book, I just summarized the book for you, even though I could have done it a lot faster than even this episode. But like the thing is like, I think on Audible is like 6 hours long or something like that.
Jeez.
It's so damn tedious. I wanted to just like turn it off because you'll go through like, oh, here's an example of what this is. And you need to be long, soft, and primed. I'm like, shut up with the soft and primed.
Does he say it like that too? Long, soft.
So soft. It just makes me feel like it's like you get these noodly butter arms, and I just keep thinking like, ugh, like what is? I wonder what his arms feel like. Like, are they just like squishy? When he works out, but then every time he works out, he immediately gets rubbed down.
Oh,
stretched,
Lord.
every time.
Jesus.
I don't know when he finds time for his wife. He's always with Alex. That's what you asked, if Alex was his
I thought
wife.
it was Alex.
Basically,
I don't know.
Giselle,
I
the
mean, Alex
supermodel.
is a boy's name, a girl's name too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, there you go. Could be either way. All right. Well, that's gonna wrap up Tom Brady. If this episode really quacked y'all up and you want to support the crew, head on over to quackerypodcast.com and become an official Quack Kid. If you have an idea for a topic you want us to cover, let us know. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. It makes a huge difference. Tell your friends. As always, keep calm and quack on. And check out Jupiter CBD. Use the code QUACK to get 20% off.